Warning: the content in this podcast may help you get fit. Your discretion is advised. If you haven't been able to reach your fitness goal, it could be because you keep running into fitness scams, misconceptions, and gimmicks. Finally learn the way and get fit with the Real Results No Gimmicks podcast, hosted by body transformation experts FitnessWithFlex and FitnessWithFlexHERS.
Welcome, guys, to the 21st episode of the Real Results No Gimmicks podcast. We're your hosts, FitnessWithFlex and
FitnessWithFlexHERS, and we're body transformation experts. Many of you may know us from our clients' amazing transformations from all over the United States and all over the world.
And in today's episode, we're going to go into part 3 of common misconceptions keeping you away from your fitness goals. If you guys have heard episode 1 and episode 2, you guys already probably know why you haven't gotten fit. Now we're going to bless you with 6 more reasons why you're probably not getting fit. And number 1 will be liposuction.
Oh, that's a good one. A lot of women are victims to liposuction.
This is the thing. The way they present it to you sounds really good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, most people complain about their stomach. You know, so someone's telling you. I hear it all the time. You know, if I just lost my stomach, I'll be okay. You know, I'll look good if I just got to get rid of my stomach. Last 10 pounds, last 15, whatever it is. So you know, you go get this surgery. You surgically remove the body fat from your stomach, and voila, you have a flat stomach, right? Yeah, technically you do, but now this is the problem. If you're someone that's overweight, I don't know, let's say you're a female, let's randomly...
But even for males, it's getting very popular too.
Well, yeah, this is true. This is for males and females. Mm-hmm. Let's imagine someone's, I don't know, 5'3", mm-hmm. maybe like 220, 5'5", 220. Okay, obviously this person's overweight. We got rid of your stomach, right? We surgically removed it, but now... you still have a double chin, you still have fat on your arms, you still have fat rolls on your back, and you have fat on your legs, so you didn't really do anything. All you did was unproportionate your body, so it's going to look very, very evident that you got liposuction. Now, for the females or males that are thin already, you know, and they get rid of their stomach, it's probably less likely, but you could still really tell.
Yeah.
Like, you could tell. Once someone that is fit is standing next to you, you're going to tell that you're going to get you had surgery done, you know? Because it just doesn't look proportionate. If you guys listen to episode part 1 and part 2 of the common misconceptions keeping you away from your fitness goals, we go over spot reduction. And you guys already know there's no way to reduce body fat from one specific part of your body. If you did, you'll be looking at people with one arm bigger than the other all the time, or one leg bigger than the other all the time, and that doesn't happen, right? So it's the same thing. Only liposuction could do this for you, but then you're going to run into the consequence that 1, you look like you got liposuction, and 2, is not going to match your physique because the rest of your body is still hoarding body fat. It just doesn't make sense.
And a lot of people usually right after a liposuction, in order to be able to maintain that look, what do? They fall back on dieting and exercising.
This is the dumbest shit I ever heard in my life because, all right, granted, let's say you get any surgery, whatever weight loss surgery you want, but fine, I'm paying for the surgery. I should get, results for the rest of my life. I already paid whatever it is. I'll pay $20,000, whatever, $30,000, that's it. I don't got to work out. But if you're going to pay all this money and you still 3 days later have to go to the gym and work out and still diet, then what are you doing?
Yeah, you might as well just do it from the beginning. But at this point now, when you do the surgery and you start to exercise and you start to eat clean, guess what? The surgery is going to be even more evident because now, since you made your body unproportionate and you have a flat stomach, you're going to have a six-pack, but you're going to have big arms, you're going to have big legs, you're going to have a double chin. So it's going to look even more weird now that your stomach is ahead of the game. I've seen also a lot of people get like glute implants, and all of a sudden, they start noticing that their legs look smaller than their glutes. But now you got muscle growing under the implant, and now it just looks ridiculous.
Yeah, so at the end of the day, if you're still going to have to work out, you're still going to have to diet, then it just makes no sense to spend the money on any weight loss surgery, to tell you the truth, if at the end you're still going to have to do what you were supposed to be doing from the beginning. Exactly. You might as well do it right from the beginning, and your body's going to look proportionate on instead of you making it unproportionate and now trying to balance everything out, which is never going to happen.
And also, that's like a cosmetic surgery is for you to look good on the outside, but again, it's very important on what it is that is going on in the inside. It doesn't matter if you have a flat stomach and you're going around, okay, you look good, but guess what? You have high cholesterol, you're pre-diabetic, you know what I'm saying? You're getting dizzy, this and that, because you're not having the proper nutrition. So there's really no point of having a flat stomach if you're going to feel like shit half of the time.
So there you go, guys. Leave the surgery alone. Save that money. Invest.
Yes. Go on a vacation.
On a personal trainer. Invest in a gym. Figure out what it is that you have to do, because you're still gonna have to figure it out after the surgery.
Anyways, yeah, so, I know a lot of people personally that have gotten the surgery 2, 3, 4 times because it does not last. If you're eating the same junk food at the end of the day after you get the surgery, it's only a matter of time before you end up exactly where you were back then. So another misconception that a lot of people have, especially women, is that they believe that when they do weight training that they're going to end up looking like a man, and that is far from the truth. I believe that rumor stemmed from a lot of these gimmicks out there to try to get people to use their products, because women especially are scared to get muscular when they use weights. So here's the trick. You're not going to look like a man overnight. So if you are weight training, you're going to see your body changing with time, and depending on how you want to look, that's when you're going to be able to tell yourself, okay, this is the look that I want to have. I don't want to get any bigger, or I don't want to get any muscular. When you see women that are very, very muscular and you talk to them, you're going to realize that these women did years and years of heavy lifting.
Now, we're not talking about overnight. 2 years, 3 years. Yes. We're talking about like a decade or more.
Like 10, 15, 16 years. Like Fitness with Flex that's been lifting weights for that long, you're going to end up looking like that. Even if, let's say, you are lifting weights and you're a female for 10, 12 years, it's not going to be the same for you to look like a man. If a man was able to lift weights for 12 years and a female was also able to lift weight for 12 years, they're not going to look the same, because our testosterone levels are not the same. Men have higher levels of testosterone, given that now you're going to be able to pack on more muscle at a faster rate.
Now you may ask yourself, what about these like bodybuilding women and all this stuff? Well, they're training specifically to look like that. That wasn't by accident. They didn't go lift 5 pounds and wake up like She-Hulk the next day.
Exactly.
They specifically trained to look specifically like that, and they had to eat a specific way to look like that. So unless you want to become a bodybuilder, you won't look like a bodybuilder. It's the same thing. Swimmers, they all have similar bodies. If you want to look like a swimmer, you have to do swimmer workouts and you'll look similar to a swimmer. But if you're lifting weights, there's no way you're going to look like a swimmer. It's completely different. Your body develops based on the activity you're doing. If you're sitting on the couch the whole day, it's going to be apparent that you're sitting on the couch the whole day. If you're running marathons, you're going to look like you run a marathon. You run sprints, it looks like you run sprints.
Exactly.
So you don't get too scared of the weights. And again, you don't have to lift heavy. You're just doing this for your physical fitness, get a little bit toned.
It all depends on what you want to do. If you don't want to look, like he said, like a She-Hulk, then you're not going to do She-Hulk things. Simple as that.
Yeah, as long as you're lifting, moderately light, even if you went heavy, you still have to eat a lot of food in order to build muscles, right? So
that's another thing too. If you go to the gym, and even if you did started lifting like a maniac, you started lifting a lot of heavy weight, but you're not eating the right food, that's another major component. There's no way in hell that you're going to be able to look like a She-Hulk or like the Hulk, period. You need to have the proper nutrition. On top of that, there's a lot of women that look like that, but they are taking a lot of performance enhancement drugs, because naturally we're not supposed to look like that. And the men as well, just because they're men and their testosterone levels are higher than us, they're physically not supposed to look like that, so they need assistance to be able to reach that goal that they have.
Yeah, same thing. Like, it's not normal to have 25-inch arms. That's almost impossible if you're natural. So you see some dude with 25-inch arms, I would say
you're on the juice. We all know that.
There's a 99% chance you're probably taking something.
Definitely.
You know? I mean, maybe genetics, but I never have seen
unless you're
physically
a phenomenon.
someone that has not taken some supplements, some enhanced supplements, illegal supplements,
yeah,
and got 25-inch arms naturally. Is impossible.
and still, just because you're taking that performance enhancement drug, that doesn't mean that the next day you're gonna wake up with a fucking crazy like phenomenon body. Trust me, even the people that are taking drugs, they still need to put in that work every single day with their meal plan and their workout routine and hard as fuck. Like, they do not go, oh, I decided to go to the gym this week. These professional bodybuilders and women that are extremely muscular, they have an extremely like strict regimen.
Now, this is a good segue for our next misconception, which is steroids. You know, people think that, okay, you know what? Let's say I'm going to get ripped as fuck. I'm going to get fit right now. I'm going to go on steroids. I'm going to go on performance enhancement drugs. It's definitely going to help you, but again, it's not worth it. Unless you're going to be doing something professionally, like a professional bodybuilder or something like that, where it's going to be required more than likely that you take performance enhancements, it's not necessary to do. You can still achieve a great physique, you know, get really strong, look good, doing it naturally. Of course, we're all impatient. So the impatient people are the ones that want to take the roids just because they want to get bigger or they want to get stronger, leaner, whatever, within 2 months, 3 months. Yes, that could aid you, but this isn't an aspirin that you're taking. This is messing around with your hormones now, your hormonal levels. So this is chemistry now. This isn't just working out. Now you're doing some Frankenstein shit to your body. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be very, very careful on what it is that you're taking and what is your goal. I wouldn't be taking performance enhancement drugs just to look around good in the beach. That just doesn't make sense.
A lot of young people are taking it, especially when they like. It's very popular in a lot of young males when they turn like 18 or 19 and they decide that, you know, they want to achieve a good physique. The first thing they turn to usually is like, oh, you know, I gotta get on the juice, I gotta get on steroids to be able to achieve that. And then once they get like once they become 40, 50 years old, their hormones are all fucked up.
You ain't gotta wait that long in your 20s already from constantly
and you got people that, you know, guys that are in their 20s that are having erectile dysfunction because of their hormone imbalance. They can't perform, you know, sexually. They're not sexually, they don't feel sexually active. It just messes everything up.
All right, so really quickly, like for males, okay, so you're basically, let's say most steroids and stuff is testosterone, right? Like that's the base. You're putting more testosterone in your body. Okay, your body produces testosterone to a certain level, but now you're putting more artificial or testosterone in your body. So what happens is your testicles are going to shrink. This is why people are like, oh, steroids gives people small dicks or whatever. It's not the dick, it's the testicles, right? They shrink because since you're putting it into your body has no reason to create any more testosterone, so your testicles are going to shrink because of that reason. Now, whenever you get off the steroids, what's going to happen? Now your body's not getting testosterone, so during the period that your body has to reignite your testosterone production, you know, it's going to take a couple of months. During this time, you're going to hit depression. You're going to get smaller. You're going to be in mood swings. You're not going to want to have sex because you have no sex drive, you know? You have to do now something post-steroids in order to reignite your testosterone production. Now, for females, again, females have testosterone, but they have more estrogen, which is why they're females. But now, when you're taking in more testosterone, it's almost like you're turning yourself into like a little man in a way, you know, you're taking in more testosterone. That's why you might see some females, they all of a sudden you have like a more chiseled jaw, their nose gets a little bit bigger, obviously they're gonna get more muscular.
Their voice gets deeper.
Their voice can get deeper, they'll start growing facial hair. There's something called, what's it called? It's like a slang in bodybuilding. I think they call it a baby dick or something like that because the girl's clitoris actually gets enlarged.
Yeah.
And the bad thing about also your hair can fall out. For males, like if you genetically are supposed to have or supposed to lose your hair and you're on steroids and stuff like that, it's gonna fall out a lot quicker, a lot quicker. And for females, it can fall out as well. You can also get facial hair, body hair, and stuff like that. Unfortunately, for females, most of the side effects are not reversible. For males, it could be reversible, you know, depending on the situation. But for females, sometimes it's not reversible. So you have to be really careful with what you're doing. These are drugs that you're putting into your body that's going to change your life possibly forever. just to look good for a month or two that you're on vacation for the summer is not really worth it. And you're not shortcutting anything. Yeah, you're shortcutting that you might get the results quicker, but you still gonna have to bust your ass every time in the gym, lift a certain way. You're still going to have to eat a certain way strictly. So don't think like, oh, this guy's on steroids, this girl's on steroids, oh, that's why she looks...
That's it,
you know, these people still have to put in the hard work. You're just not gonna take steroids, inject yourself, take pills, and you're gonna wake up tomorrow like Arnold Schwarzenegger. It doesn't work that way. You still gotta put in the work. It's just you're gonna get the rewards a little bit quicker.
But you're going to pay an effect in the long run. Exactly. And a lot of people do not go to a doctor to purchase their steroids. So they have no idea what the hell they're putting into their body.
Exactly. Underground, sometimes you're not getting the right stuff. A lot of people, you know, they get
fucked over.
They get sick. They get a lot of stuff wrong with them.
People, your organs, remember, your liver has to like metabolize all of this. Your liver could shut down. It's just a whole mess. You really have to, if this is the path that you want to take, you have to do a lot of studying, and you have to stay on top of your body, your hormones level. Make sure that you're going to the doctor almost every 2 weeks to make sure that everything is normal and you're not gonna do anything that's gonna, you know, harm your body or maybe even, you know, shut down your organs.
Now, are we saying that steroids are good or they're bad? We're not saying that. We're saying you're dumb if you're taking steroids. We're not saying that either. We're just saying don't think because you're taking steroids that or performance enhancement drugs that all of a sudden you're gonna wake up tomorrow and look unbelievable, because you still gotta put in the work. So as you can see, all these misconceptions we've been going over so far are lies. There are not really shortcuts. You still gotta put in work. You know,
Definitely.
so don't think you're gonna be taking these pills and you're gonna look good. It just doesn't work that way.
Alright guys, so when we come back from this break, we're going to go over more misconceptions that are keeping you away from your fitness goals. Stay tuned.
Learn the truth about fitness and start on the right path towards reaching your fitness goals today by subscribing to the Fitness with Flex YouTube channel. Learn great tips on diet, exercise, healthy recipes, and also check out our client challenges and interviews. And don't forget to visit FitnessWithFlex.com.
Another misconception is detox cleansers. This is something that's very, very popular right now. I've seen it all over social media where you're drinking these juices for a week or two to help detoxify your body. And these juices are supposed to give you weight loss and are supposed to give you the results that you desire. And this is where the misconception comes in. It's not that these juices are bad per se, because they do have vegetables and they do have fruits in them, which is not unhealthy for the body, but it's not going to give you permanent results at the end of the day. If you're a person that doesn't have a healthy diet and all of a sudden starts drinking these juices, only these juices for a week or two, you are significantly cutting down your calories. So you are going to see some type of weight loss on the scale. Now, are you going to look the way you want to look? No, because just because you lose some weight on the scale, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's body fat. On top of all else, if you're someone that's drinking these juices and you're working out, which means you're tearing down the muscle, you're not going to have anything that's going to help you rebuild muscle at the rate that you want to rebuild the muscle. So you can run into losing some muscle mass just because your body's not receiving enough protein.
Yeah, so you can't get too happy when you do the detox cleanser and all of a sudden you lost 10 pounds, 15 pounds in a week. You're like, oh my God, I lost 15 pounds. You probably didn't, because, I mean, you did on the scale, but like you said, it's going to be mostly water weight. If you're doing exercises, you're probably losing muscle mass. And after the detox cleanser, now, what are you going to do? Go back to how you were eating before? You're going to gain all of that, possibly even more back. Yes, it's vegetables, it's fruits, but the way that they market it to you, it's like, this is like a miracle
like take
fat
this
loss,
for 10 days and you'll be good.
Or something like that. You know, if you're eating McDonald's 7 times a day and all of a sudden you're drinking vegetable juices, I mean, it's apparent that you're going to lose some type of weight. Like you said, calorie reduction. But in reality, these detoxification cleansers and stuff like that is not necessary, because your body already has a system in place for that. It's called the kidney and the liver. So as long as you're eating right and training, your body's detoxifying itself. So you don't really have to go for these fad drinks, these miracle drinks are supposed to make you lose 15 pounds. Like I said, you're gonna lose it, but for a couple days, and then you're gonna regain it back as soon as you rehydrate and you start eating normal again. So it doesn't really make sense to me, in my opinion.
And now, if these juices are filled with vegetables and some fruit, why not have that along with your healthy meal plan? Why?
Which is what you're supposed to be doing anyway.
Why stop everything else and just detoxify your body? If you feel the need to have to detoxify your body, it's because evidently you're not having the foods that is required for your body. So that's why you might feel like, oh my God, I need to detoxify myself. I need to get rid of all this waste. What you do need to do is do a permanent detoxification, which means having the proper meal plan for your body, and everything else, like Fitness with Flex said, everything else will just go about its way. We have the systems in place. We don't have to force that upon our body. And maybe in reality, all you need is some fiber so you could just shit everything out. Because a lot of people are constipated in this world. A lot of people eat a lot of junk food and they feel so toxified because they haven't been able to use the bathroom. I've heard stories. I've also been a person in the past where if I didn't have the proper foods, I would go 2 weeks without going to the bathroom. And how can you not feel toxified at the end of 2 weeks not being able to properly use the bathroom? So all you need is some good fiber, a good meal plan, and you should be good.
All right, guys, the next misconception that keeps people from reaching their fitness goals is that many people think that sweating means you're losing fat, and that isn't necessarily true. It all depends, again, on what you're doing overall meal plan, overall exercise. But just the pure fact that you're sweating does not mean you're going to reach your fitness goal. It might not make sense to a couple of people, but think about it this way. We're from New York. If you guys are from New York, you guys already know that when you're taking the train, especially
in the
summer, and all of a sudden the train, the AC breaks down, there is no, air conditioning going
There's
on.
no air, period.
It's like 90 degrees outside, and it's probably like 115 in those underground tunnels. You're not doing no activity. You're just standing there, and all of a sudden bullets of sweat is coming out of your face, out of your pores, out of your whole body. So does that mean now that because you're sweating there, you're going to reach your fitness goal? You're going to lose 20 pounds because you're sweating? Sweating just means that your body is cooling itself off, right? Because it feels hot. That doesn't necessarily mean that you're losing crazy amounts of body fat. Like if you were in an air-conditioned room and you were working out, you're probably not going to sweat as much as if there was no AC because it's just cooler in there. But you're still working out. You're still burning calories. So it has to do with what you're doing, not necessarily just because you're sweating. Also, many people like to wear those like sauna suits or get into the sauna and all that stuff just to make themselves sweat. Again, you're gonna lose. This probably comes from like a lot of like fighters and stuff like that, like MMA fighters or boxers and stuff, that they have to cut weight and weigh a certain weight before the fight. So like let's say someone weighs 170, but they're gonna fight at the weight class of 155. Sometimes they'll dehydrate themselves all the way down to 155. They give them a day or so to rehydrate, and by the time they're fighting, they're 170 again. So this isn't permanent weight loss that you're doing just because you're basically dehydrating yourself from sweating so much.
Yeah, I mean, if you, for example, are wearing something around your stomach and all you're doing is sitting down watching TV, and by the end of the day, you take whatever you're wrapping your stomach with, you take it off, and you see some sweat drops on your stomach, that does not mean that your stomach fat is starting to melt away. It's just because in that part of your body, you were really, really hot, therefore you started to sweat so that your body can start cooling down. But that doesn't mean that you're all of a sudden gonna have like a six-pack by the time you finish sweating.
Yeah, and a lot of instructors, personal trainers, stuff like that, when you're going to like a corporate gym and you're signing up for personal training, I know because I know a lot of people that are in this business. They're giving you a generic. Their whole goal is just to make you sweat. Because many people have the misconception, damn, I sweated like crazy. I must have had a crazy workout. I must have burned like 3,000 calories, and all you really did was a couple of jumping jacks. And you're sweating, but you're doing weight training, and you're gonna burn a lot more calories doing weight training, even if you don't sweat. as you guys already know from the 24-hour process of rebuilding muscle and all that stuff, then if you went to some cardio session and just sweated your life away, and just because you're all drenched and stuff, you're going to have that misconception that you did more work, but it's really not like that. So a lot of personal trainers in these corporate gyms and stuff like that, they know this. So what they do is they just give you a workout that's going to make you sweat. You feel like you did something, but
you really
2 weeks down, 3 weeks down, a month down, you look exactly the same.
Definitely.
So as you can see, the sweating doesn't really mean anything. What matters is, why are you sweating? What did you do to make yourself sweat? And what are you eating?
Yeah, it's almost like the phrase that just because you're in the office doesn't necessarily mean you're working. Just because you're in that environment, you're sweating, doesn't necessarily mean that you're doing exactly what you need to do to look the way that you want to look. Another misconception is starving yourself to lose weight. Oh my God, this one is so dangerous. They're all very dangerous, but this one's like the most of the most. Really, a lot of people really don't know the consequences of this, and they're doing it. And by starving yourself, I don't mean like, oh my God, there's someone that's hiding in the closet all day and doesn't even want to look at a piece of bread or whatever it is. There's a lot of people doing diets like the lemon water diet. There's a lot of people like doing the detox cleanse where you're only drinking one juice a day and you're starving for the rest of the day. Technically, that means that you're starving yourself. You're not having any nourishment. You're not having anything that's going to benefit your body besides looking good. Let's take away the fact that, anybody that's listening to this more than likely wants to achieve a physique that they really want. But you have to also worry about your health. When does your health come into play? Because you have organs inside your body that need essential vitamins and essential nutrients in order to be able to even function, to be able to wake up to go to work, not even exercise, just to be able to do your daily activities. You need certain foods. So a lot of people are starving themselves, and what's happening is that they're gonna mess up their thyroid gland, their metabolism gets all screwed up, and now you're in a situation where you don't know what the hell's going on with your body. You have people that are catching cold sweats, you have people that are catching hot sweats, you have people that are getting dizzy random periods of the day, people that their menstrual cycles are all messed up, only because they're doing these diets that consist of starving themselves throughout the day.
And a lot of people think that, oh, I have to lose weight, I have to stop I have to reduce what I'm eating, or I have to stop completely. You don't have to stop completely. Almost all our clients that we have, when we give them a customized meal plan, they're like, you know what?
I can't eat this much.
I can't eat this much. You're not supposed to starve yourself to lose weight. You're actually supposed to eat more food. But the thing is that it's the type of food that you're having. You could be obese and having chips every day, and you could still be starving yourself because those chips have no nutrients. There's no nourishments in them.
Exactly.
So you could be an obese, unnourished person.
Exactly. You're still malnourishing yourself even though you have a surplus of body fat on you.
Yeah, just because your stomach feels full doesn't mean that you're getting all the nutrients that you need. You're just filling that up. Like I have paper right now and fill up my stomach with paper. That doesn't mean I'm getting any nutrients from that.
Exactly.
And a lot of the foods you guys are eating out there is almost like eating paper. You're not getting anything.
Yes.
What are you getting from potato chips? What are you getting from cookies?
From cheese doodles.
You're
Like,
not
what the
getting
fuck
anything.
is that?
It's like styrofoam or something.
With
cheese
like
flavored
cheese dust.
styrofoam.
But,
not that we didn't have that before. We had in the past, but we're just talking from experience. Now that we're at a different level where we're eating differently and stuff like that, and we're sharing with you guys, if you guys think about it, you're not really eating any food. You're eating food products, and none of this stuff is healthy for you.
Exactly. And people that do starve themselves and try to lose weight, they will start to notice that when they start to pick up, what they eat, and they start ingesting a little bit more food, they're going to start noticing that their weight is going to start packing on a lot faster. But why is this happening? It's because, one, by you starving yourself, you already slow down your metabolism. So when you do start eating, your metabolism is not going to work at the rate that you need it to work in order to be able to burn off the food. The second thing is that you just put yourself through a fucking starvation mode. Like, you just starved yourself. Your body does not know where you are. You could be a starving child in Africa right now. So by you starving yourself, when you do start to have food, your body is so smart that it's telling itself like, holy shit, I'm eating right now. I don't know when I'm going to eat again. Let me store this food. Let me store it as body fat, because in the case that I do starve again, I know I have a reserve where I can get my nutrients from. So that's what's going to start to happen, is that your weight is just going to start packing on faster, and then you're bound to put yourself through that starvation mode again, which is horrible.
All right, guys, so there you go. We went over in total 16 misconceptions that are keeping you away from reaching your goals. Today we went over 6. Listen to part 1 and part 2 where we go over the other 10. If you guys listen to these 3 episodes, I'm pretty sure most of you guys have tried or have thought that some of these misconceptions were true. And this is going to free you mentally, because now you know exactly why you haven't been losing body fat, why you haven't been able to get fit, why you haven't been able to build muscle, because you've been believing all these misconceptions. And it's not your fault. We all believe these misconceptions at one point.
We all suffer.
But now that you know that these are misconceptions, now you could do what you have to do in order to get fit, which is eat right.
Exactly.
Work out according to your goals and according to your
at
body.
the end of the day, if you listen to episode 1 and 2 of the misconceptions that are keeping you away from your fitness goal, it ultimately really just falls back on you really investing into your health. If you're a person that's really invested into bettering their health and bettering the way that they feel, the body is just going to end up coming along. There's no person that I've ever heard of that eats like shit but somehow looks fantastic. If you're eating good, you're eating right, you feel good, you're going to look good. So that's the most important thing.
There's a quote out there that says, and this is pretty true, that your body is a representation of your lifestyle. So, that really goes hand in hand. If you have a fit physique, that just shows what your lifestyle is about. Exactly. You're a disciplined person, you're eating right, you care about your health. Unfortunately, you might care about your health and stuff if you're overweight, but you might not know the way to do it. So now you guys have 16 reasons that will not hold you back anymore.
Exactly. Save your money, and like you said, invest in a good personal trainer, someone that can really, really guide you to these long-term results, and the investment will all be worth it.
We're available for training, by the way.
Exactly. Contact us.
All right, guys. Till next time.
All right, guys. Bye.
Thanks for listening to the Real Results No Gimmicks podcast. We really appreciate it. And if you like what you just heard, please feel free to share our episodes with your friends and visit our website, www.fitnesswithflex.com.